So last session we started with this. Uh, First, we discussed about this comparison of standalone and the clustering environment. And standalone environment was like this. We have only one production server, and we have another as standby server. Okay, one production and one standby. Yeah, for standalone environment. Right. This was an example we took in explanation to standalone environment, providing front end and back end process, and the role of DBA in this, and how the process goes from primary to what you call secondary server, and again from secondary to primary. Okay, these things we discussed last session. And yesterday I was talking about this roles of DBA. In that, one role is installation and configuration of SQL Server is a job of DBA. Yeah, he's the one, he or she is the one we can, where you need to have a clear picture of installation, different editions of SQL Server, configuration at server level, configuration at connection level, configuration at database level, right? All that stuff. And still to deal with other responsibilities includes working with SQL Server databases. And in that, first we have types of databases. And you should know storage complete architecture. And then we need to know about transaction processing. And then we work with creating and maintaining user databases. Yeah, this is also our profile, right? Usually types of databases, when I say, even developer will be aware of it, no doubt. Developer will also know types of databases. Usually you find three types of databases. Three types. One is called system databases. One, system databases. Second is what you call as sample databases. And third is called business databases. So developer will have idea about system databases. Like, it's not like he knows everything about it. It's only he knows list he knows what are the databases that are available or that can be a part of system databases. But he will not be knowing each, each database role in administration. You understand? How many I said? Three, no? Three types of databases. One is system databases, sample databases, and business databases. So developer will have idea in the sense what? He knows that there are around, for 5 system databases, and that one is hidden. One is hidden. So what are they? One is called master, one is called model, one is MSDB, one is TempDB. These all are database. And one is their resource. This is hidden. And one more will be the distribution. This you have to configure. Then you will get this. Through configuration, you'll get. So these things developer knows, but he may not be knowing the role of each database in SQL Server. That is our profile. You need to know in depth of every system database. So definitely when we start our database topic on the day, we'll try to come up with all the important scenarios of those databases. And sample databases, This is exclusively, for practice purpose. Microsoft provides for practice purpose. And for whom it is? Yeah, that may be for developer, or that may be for SQL developer, or that may be a BI developer. Practice sample databases are provided for those people who are making, into SQL development or into BI development for them, right? And what are they called? Yeah, two databases they provide. One is called AdventureWorks. AdventureWorks. This is for developer. SQL developer, you can call SQL developer. And one more is there, AdventureWorks DW. This is for BI developer. AdventureWorks Data Warehouse. AdventureWorks DW for BI developers. Okay, fine. And business database is our created databases, right? So database topic, when I start on that, they will discuss. Storage architecture. Storage architecture. You need to know about internal. See, usually when you talk about databases will provide two types of, representation database. One you call logical, second they call physical. So you need to know about storage architecture, physical level. So in hard disk, in a file, how SQL Server data is stored, right? So obviously, coming classes we will discuss this in detail. What all you study? Yes, we are going to study about something called, uh, types of files, which will organize your database. And in that, I'll explain you what is the role of master data file, what is the role of next data file, what is the role of log data file, and how do they internally arrange data by creating something called file group, by creating something called, extents will have pages will have data blocks, and then the story goes, right? And when it comes to pages types are there. Types, index pages, data pages, CAM, SCAM, lot of other, like we have around 7 to 8 types of pages we have. The complete process as a DBA you need to know. So even coming classes will, based on my experience, based on my, with respect to an implementation, whatever internal you find data is provided, based on it, you're going to have a complete idea about what storage architecture, storage, right? Transaction processing also, last class I said, very much important for us. So that part also we'll discuss, right? And along with this, you are even involved in security in SQL Server. And what is that you need to know? Yes, one, logins, right? Then you need to know about users. Then you need to know about roles. Then you need to know about permissions. Then you need to have idea about schemas. Then you need to know about encryption and decryption, right? And then you need to know about TDE, etc. Lot of other things are there. Yes. Okay. Along with this, you need to know about something called disaster recovery planning. Yes. And in this, what you should know, yeah, one process that we usually need to know is backup recovery, and restore. And second thing that you need to know is about migration of databases and server. Migration of database. No? How you want to migrate database? Last class, I said, last class. One among them is replication. One is mirroring. One is lock shipping. One is clustering. 4 ways are there to have database migration. I'm talking about how do you make a transfer of data, migration of data. It could be from one server to another server, or it may be a migration of data from one database to another database, right? Those things. A lot of other things. Migration also gives a support of, what do you call, attach, detach of databases. You can attach and detach databases, and you can migrate your what do you call database related files from one system to another system. You can even generate a script file for your database. These are different techniques of migration of databases. What are they? One already I said, no? One, backup, restore, and recovery. This is one way to have migration of database. Okay, one way. Second technique is what you call as attach and detach of database. This is one part. And second you have is moving database files. This is third technique. And fourth technique is generating scripts for databases. These all are practical orientation, practical. You understand? These all are part of what? Migration of database. How you move your database. Okay. Now we talk about something called high availability. Now, in this high availability, we learn about log shipping. Then we talk about database mirroring. Then we talk about clustering. Then we talk about replication. Yes, this is about high availability of data. High availability of data. A lot of things. High availability of what? It may be a database, it may be server, it may be, it may be on multiple server, or it may be a single server. These all are different options that are given for high availability. And along with this, compulsory as a DBA, you should know about automation tasks. In this, we learn about jobs, we know about alerts, we learn about operators, then we learn about DB mail, etc. Yes. And usually under development sessions, I mean, when we take up, SQL Server development process, in SQL Server development process, usually we talk about only two things. Only two things. What are they? Jobs, one, and second, steps. Only two. Job steps. Now, as a DBA, you need to have knowledge of job, you need to have idea about steps, you need to have even knowledge of that alerts, operators, everything, DB mailing process. You understand? Why do you need this? That's what we have. Like whenever we create database, that database size may be provided with some fixed memory. Say, for example, initial size of the database when it is created. Say, for example, I've set it as per 1 GB memory. I have set database limit or database access to how much? 1 GB. And now what happens? Many people many people, whoever are using that database, many users who are working on that database, they daily keep on storing queries, they keep on storing queries, they keep on storing, they create tables, they create views, they create coding part, they create triggers, lot of things they do. So, and every time, whatever they do, their memory, it keeps on increasing. And now the point is, whenever memory reaches to certain capacity, memory reaches to certain capacity, immediate it will email to all the people, client, application team, administrator, everyone will be provided by them. For what? For what? So that they can have an information about that database size, which is nearer to fill, which is nearer to utilize total memory. So immediately as a DBA, you have to increase that size. You have to increase the size. Like that, for that cases, you need to have alerts. How to do and all, we'll see when I start that topic. And the most important part is about monitoring SQL Server. And under monitoring, one we are responsible is about troubleshooting errors, then identifying performance problems, identifying performance problems, then applying tuning techniques, etc. Okay, these are the things, these are the responsibilities of DBA. Detail everything I mentioned. I don't mean that these are the only things that will be discussed in a session. A lot of other things are there. I just have mentioned overview kind of thing about these roles of administrator. Right. Now going forward, something very important is SQL server is provided to work with four types of servers. Four types of servers. So you can better call like this, you can call SQL Server is a collection of how many? Four servers. What are they? One is called database server. Right? Database server works with database engine. Database server, to work with database server, what do you need? Database engine you need. And what do you say? Just an overview. What database server is? To work with databases. And second is, it works using SQL commands. Yeah, this is one server. But as a database developer or SQL developer, only database server is enough. Only database server. You don't need to have idea about any other server. Similarly, if you're working in an environment of business intelligence, if you're working as BI developer, if you're working in an environment, or if your project is being developed in a BI environment, then as a BI developer, you need to have compulsory knowledge of DB server. Compulsory. You require to have knowledge of DB server, and plus you require to have about reporting server, and then you need to know about integration server, and then you need to know about something called analysis server. Yes. Analysis server. And reporting server is for what? Simple, to generate reports. What for? So that that reports is for uh, providing look and feel environment for your data. Look and feel environment can be created for your data. That is what report server does. Report server generates report. Why do you want to generate reports? That's what we have. No? You want to have that report will give you a perfect analysis of your business. You understand? You can say report is an interface to present data or info. An integration server to implement what? ETL process. And plus to implement export and import activities. And in analysis server to implement data warehouse. Yes, for analysis server. Okay, and now every server is connected by one service. Types of services. You want to see that? Okay, just will show you once. SQL Server Manager 12.msc. Open the tool. That will open Configuration Manager. Yes, and you can see here all SQL Server related services here. Integration service, analysis service, reporting service. Here only SQL Server, that is called database related service. What are they? Fine. Let me give an idea here. SQL Server provides following what? Services. And in that list of services, first I was saying from the beginning, database server works with database engine. Yes. Database engine. And remember, database engine includes three services again. Database engine. What are they? One is SQL Server service. Second is SQL Server agent. Yeah, that is for automation. And third is SQL full text filter daemon launcher. Yes. These are the three part of what? Database engine. And who works on this? Database server. So you can say rather like this. Database server depends on database engine, and database engine is a kind of service which is included with three services. Included with the three services. What are they? Yeah. And another interesting thing. However, this will be discussed with architecture, but usually what I do is I take up that process, complete process in my development classes itself. Internal, how SQL server is arranged. Internal, how it is arranged. So I usually take up this in my SQL Server development classes under a heading called hierarchy of SQL Server in a machine. And it will go in this way. One of my completed batches, I have architecture with which I have provided for them. The same I would just share with you so that you can have idea of how the hierarchy is maintained of SQL Server. If time permits, coming classes, let me elaborate this even for your batch as well. This is the internal process, that how SQL Server is arranged. Internal. hierarchy of SQL Server in a machine. So obviously, during this discussion of your SQL Server database installation, you'll get to know about them in detail. Okay, what is the other service? Yes, integration service. And you know this, right? You know what is the story of integration service? First point. It is a shared service. Most important. It is a shared service. And second, it is only one-time installation. That is the reason, shared. You install once. It is only one-time installation, provided what? One-time installation for what? Per machine, per version. Most important, please. Per machine, per version. What does it mean? Per machine, per version means what? For example, assume, if at all, I'm giving an example. I'm not demonstrating anything, just an example. You know, SQL server software, SQL server software in a single machine, in a single machine, you can install for 50 times, 50 times you can install SQL server software. You can install in a single machine for around 50 times. And when you install that SQL, why you need 50 installations? What is the reason of providing those many installations? These are all things you will experience, as and when you progress with the subject. Right? So how many times you can install? 50 times you can install. And in that 50 times when you install, 50 times, say for example, assume you have SQL Server 2014. You have SQL Server 2014. Yes. And in SQL Server 2014, SQL Server 2014, right? You have installed. Say for example, almost 10 times you have installed. Same software. SQL Server 2014. First time you have installed, second time you have installed, third time you have installed, fourth time, 5, 6, 7, 10 times you have installed. And when you install 10 times, remember, first time, I have installed all 4 servers. All 4. Database server you have installed, integration server you have installed, reporting server you have installed, analysis server also you have installed. First time you have installed all 4 servers. And remaining 9 times are then 9 times, remaining 9 times. And in that remaining 9 times, remember, now you have a provision of installing only 4. Is it so? Igor, am I audible to you? Igor MB. Am I audible to you clearly? Riaz,
Yes,
what
sir.
about
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
Sure.
fine. So now when first time when you've installed, you have done around, you have installed all 4 servers. 9 times more you have planned to install, 9 times, and the remaining 9 times you can now install only 3 servers: database, reporting, analysis. Integration server you cannot install. That's what I was saying, na? Per version once, per machine once. Same machine 10 times you're going with installation. First time already you have installed. Remaining 9 times, now you don't have a provision to install integration server. So just wait, coming classes through architecture, I'll explain you so that you can get very clear picture on that process. And second, analysis. services, and then reporting services. Where is our profile now? On which service we are going to work with? Obviously, integration service, analysis service, reporting service is not our profile. That is designed or that is provided only for BI developers. For BI developers, they provide it. Then we work with what then? Yeah, better I make a note and write for your reference. DBA will work only with what? DB engine. And what is DB engine? DB engine is a service. DB engine is a service. In what? SQL Server. Just take example. Example you take. Open tool management studio. Yes, I have opened the tool. Yes, I connect. Immediate it will connect. Connected. Because database engine is running. Database engine is active. Database engine is what? Running or it is active. So if there is an instant, it will connect. Instant. Okay, do one thing. Disconnect. Shut down your service now. Come back. Here, SQL Server, MS SQL Server, right click, stop this service. Yeah, now it is turned off. Refresh once. Yeah, it is stopped now. This is stopped. Now go there. Connect once. Say connect. Over. This much time it is taking, it means your engine is off. You got a message, server was not found. Server was not found or was not accessible because engine is off. Start the engine. Even to start also there is a rule. Even to start this engine also some rules are there. Yeah, I'll talk on them also. Request failed timely fashion. Okay, no problem. Refresh. SQL Server, MS SQL Server, which is running now. Go back to this one, connect, immediate. If it is running, if service is running. And And when instance gets start, what happens? In background, above listed services of DB engine will start. How does it start? Sequence I'm writing, sequence, the way they start. First comes SQL server service. Okay, one. Second, SQL server agent service. And third, SQL server full text service. When you start, what happens when it gets stopped? Yeah, here. When it gets stop, it always works in reverse. When it gets stopped, then it is in reverse. And what is that reverse process? Is what? Yeah, first SQL server full text will stop. Then second, SQL server agent will stop. Then you can find SQL server service will stop. Start process is what I listed, service agent full text, and stop process will be full text agent service. Reverse it goes, reverse. Where do you check these services? Where do you check these services? Just know the one which I have shown you to check the services. Yeah, I said no, just no. I said what? You can open services.msc. This is one of the applications provided by Windows operating system. This is OS level. OS level. You want to open it, then you can say like this: start, run, services.msc. OS level. This. If you are working with SQL Server, example I'm saying, if you are working with SQL Server 2005, then the approach was like this: start, run. Then you can say here SQL Server Manager.msc. This was the process to open in 2005. Then they changed: start, run, SQL Server Manager 10.msc. This is for 2008. Start, run. Then SQL Server Manager 11.msc. This is the application we use for 2012. Whereas start, run, then SQL Server Manager 12.msc 2014. 2014, depending on whichever version, that relevant version number is provided. If you don't want to go with this shortcut process, then you use the tool manually. How do you work? Start, all apps, and Microsoft SQL Server 2000, whichever number, version, better I call, version. SQL Server version. Okay, in that you will have, shall we check this, whether it's there or not in my machine? All apps, and where it is SQL Server. Yeah, here I have Microsoft SQL Server 2014. Here. Management Studio is there. Management Studio is there. Here, reporting services configuration manager we have. SQL 14 database engine tuning advisor profile viewer data quality client deployment wizard export import. Okay, might be it got moved by me to somewhere else, then some other folder. That's the reason I can't see that here. Here, otherwise, definitely you'll have an option. You'll have an option, right? See any other folder called configuration tools kind of thing you find. Configuration tools, separate window, like no, we don't have. Shall we check this? SQL Server Configuration Manager. Yeah, I moved it. Yes. Okay. Otherwise, it will be there, no doubt. Right? And how it will be? You have one tool called you have one folder kind of thing called configuration tools. And in that, what do we have? Yes, you have an application called SQL Server Configuration Manager. You have to click on it. The same, whatever the window that you find is getting open when I use this. Did you notice I typed here SQL Server Manager 12.msc? When I say OK, you're getting opened by one window here. Here, can you see the title of the window here? SQL Server Configuration Manager. The same window you get when you click onto this option. This option. SQL Server Configuration Manager. Okay. Yes, that is next class we'll plan of discussing that hierarchy I've shown, no? Hierarchy, SQL Server, hierarchy of SQL Server in a machine. I said, no? That hierarchy I'll explain you in detail. I'll explain you everything. I'll cover in it so that you will also have before installation that is needed. Better you understand that before installation you need to have idea about that. Okay. Yeah, that's it. We'll stop this session here. Tomorrow's class will continue from the point where we discuss about the hierarchy and rest of the things. These all are, you can call like, the prerequisite, to begin with DBA, that you need to know what about every point that which is being discussed practically on this administration level.